Hello, today I am going to start my series that was based on romanticism. In this video, I am going to tell about another writer that is John Keats. I have discussed some important poems of William Wordsworth, who is known as the father, or you can say that great poet of romanticism. So I have told you the basics of romanticism, how romanticism started, and what were the features or characteristics of romanticism. In this video, I am reminding you that romanticism is known as the age of William Wordsworth because in this age, William Wordsworth is a prominent writer or poet in this age. So, the birth of William Wordsworth is 1770 to 1850. That is the duration of William Wordsworth, in which he produced a number of works that are very important for romanticism. And if we understand the characteristics of romanticism, we should try to understand the themes that are available in his work. So I have told you that romanticism broke from the rules. Romantic writers were not following any strict rules because in earlier age that was known as the age of hope, or you can say that the age was known as a new classical age. In new classical age, the people are the writer like Alexander Pope, Dr. Samuel Johnson, were following the strict rules and regulation to write any poem or work. And at that time, you are seeing that a term was very popular, that was heroic couplet. Heroic couplet was extensively used in that period, and it was Alexander Pope who wrote heroic couplet to make his work very effective. And so you are thinking that why the writer uses heroic couplet, because if you are using heroic couplet in your writing will be something different from others, and it looks very it, it looks very decorated language, and the decorated language was the part of new classical age. Every writer starts writing in this way that his work should be seemed very amazing. So it should be polished. It should it should be it should not be based on emotions. So there were no value of emotion at in that period, but after romanticism came, William Wordsworth, S.T. College, John Keats, and Shelley started writing in their own way, and they were not very much fascinated with the use of decorated language. And uh, and you remember that in lyrical ballads, William Wordsworth said that the language should be based on the language of common people. So this line is very much important, that the common language should be used in the works, in writing poems, novels, and short stories. At that time, this writing short story was not popular, but people were writing poems extensively, And after William Wordsworth, I am going to tell you the second generation poet that are very prominent, like John Keats and Shelley. The life span of John Keats is very less. He was born in 1795 and died in at the age of 25 in 1821. So you can imagine that this is a very short period of time for any writer to become famous. But John Gates became famous just because of his writing. And some critics said that John Keats was escapist. He was much escapist other than other writers of romanticism. But it can be said that he was escapist just because of his personal issues. His family was affected by a disease that was tuberculosis, and all the family members died just because of almost all the family members are dead just because of tuberculosis. So after seeing the disastrous situation of the family, William Wordsworth, John Keats lost his hope of living. He he wanted to enjoy the remaining life, and John Keats was also suffering from tuberculosis. So in earlier age, John Keats was writing for the amusement of his own. He just started writing about nature, and and in earlier age his poems are not very much matured. But after coming near the death of his, he start writing in a very serious way, and it has been said that his writing are called mature poem at the time of his death. For example, he wrote several odes. For example, ode to Nightingale, ode to Autumn, ode to Psyche, ode to Maya. So these odes are ode to melancholy, ode to Psyche. These are six odes that were very much popular at that time. At that time, so in 1819, all the odes were published, and so after the publication of all odes, John Keats got famous. So and 1819 1819 year is called the productive age of John Keats. And the odes, if you read the odes of John Keats, you find maturity, like ode to on a Grecian urn. In this ode, that is very important ode. In this ode, John Keats tells about the permanence of art. Permanence of art. Art lives eternally. Art lives forever, but the physical things destroy very soon. So all the materialistic things are very ephemeral, are short lived. So in this ode, John Keats said that the art lives forever. and and John Keats said that there is a Grecian urn, and there are some picture put on that urn that are permanent and no one can destroy them. But for example, a man is trying to kiss a a woman. So in Gretchen Urn, this image will be forever because the man cannot catch and cannot force and cannot have the woman for kiss or for love. So they will always be separated from each other. So and in physical world it is not possible that they will be separate from each other, and one day they will be mingled. So John Keats ode on Grecian is uh, deals with the theme of permanence of art. That is very important. And I will discuss some quotes like Ode to Nightingale in my next video. But in this video, I am telling you some important facts related to John Keats. And John Keats is criticized by Sally that Sally said that John Keats does not write any work that promote any revolution or moment. So in Sally said about Keats that the spirit of John Keats is devoid of revolutionary ideas. So he is a very subjective poet of romantic age. John Keats does not think about society or anything. He just started writing whatever material he gets from nature. So we can say that after observing other writers, we are reaching in that situation that we can say that John Keats is a very subjective poet and a true reflection of romanticism, which promote that nature is everything. And I am going to tell you an important concept told by William Wordsworth, that is pantheism. 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 In pantheism, William Wordsworth said that all the parts of nature are related to God, and in everything God is present, and all the natural objects are related to God. So we must devoted to natural objects which are the part of God. So pantheism pantheism is an important concept in romantic age. And so John so according to me and according to others, if you observe them, you find that mm, these this concept is very much related to John Keats. John Keats finds everything in the lap of nature. He worships nature, and the and one important concept given by John Keats, that is negative capability. Negative capability is a very important uh, critical concept given by John Keats. John Keats said that if we want to find pleasure, we should avoid using our logic. If we start our logic in finding things, and uh, then slowly we cannot feel the beauty of nature. So if for example there is a rainbow, after seeing the rainbow we feel pleasure. But if we start our logic behind the formation of rainbow, how rainbow is created, what kind of colors are used in the rainbow, and who created this, and after which time it will be destroyed, and some other logic. So according to John Keats, we waste our time in reasoning, but the natural object should be consumed. We must enjoy the nature without any reasoning, and without any logic. So if we find anything that gives our senses pleasure, we should be immersed in that pleasure, and we should not a question about that thing. So John Keats said that we must not be very objective for everything. Sometimes subjective is also important. So in this video I am going to wind up this video, but in next video I will discuss with you an important poem, that is Ode to Nightingale. So take care. I will meet you in another video with the Ode to Nightingale. And I want to tell you that in this video, the purpose of my making this video to make you aware of some basic concept or some basic things about romanticism. And I will continue this series if I get time, but you should try to understand. And if you are interested in reading literature, you can take the help of book. From those book you can understand. And in this video I am just simplifying the concept. You are seeing that I am not using very difficult language, so that you cannot understand, but it is very simple language. So let's meet in another video.